Alright, so this is a quick look at the NX100. We're going to run over some basic setup. Any of the detailed functions of this camera or its menus will be in another video. This camcorder works particularly well for live stream in our case, and its form factor will be especially good for live event settings. On the bottom of the NX100 there's 3 holes. 2 of the threads are different sizes, and the center hole is used for a tripod plate pin to keep it from rotating on a camera. I find the camera can be very front heavy, so in this case my personal preference is to move the plate towards the front of the camera and not actually use that pin. But there are a number of ways you can mount it. I would say the most important thing is to make sure the slotted screw is good and tight and that your camera is not coming loose on the plate. These rubber eyepieces are a big help if you're out in a lot of sunlight. You're going to want to use this instead of the LCD screen in those cases. It just stretches over and fits into the notch. The charger comes as 2 pieces and connects just below the HDMI input on the back of the camera. This will power your camera without battery or can be used if a battery is getting low. The same charging cord is used with the included battery charger. Sony's NP batteries fit into one side and then you slide them down to connect them securely. This same movement is used when installing a battery on the camera. Slide it along the top of the battery compartment till it stops and then push it down till it clicks. To remove the battery, there's a battery release button. While pushing it, push the battery from the bottom and you'll feel it release from the camera. If it's your first time turning on the camera, here's your power switch. On the LCD screen, the first thing you'll have to do is set your time zone, daylight savings time, and the date. You'll do this with the arrow and set button controls on the top of the camera. If you're shooting anything on your own, an LCD screen that flips around like this can be extremely helpful for framing your shots. If you'd like to save your video locally, there's 2 SD card slots on the back of the camera. You can record to 2 cards at once as a backup, or you can set it so when one card is full, it transfers automatically to the second card. Just below those slots is your headphone jack. On the back right side of the camera, there's an HDMI out. This is the connection you'll use to send the highest quality video signal you can to a screen, computer, or a live stream device. If you're recording to an SD card internally, you'll need the record button on the side of the camera. If you're live streaming or sending a video out through the HDMI, you don't actually have to hit the record button. The video signal will still be sent and captured by your device. The zoom function on the side of the camera is motorized and variable. The harder or the more you press it, the faster the zoom response will be. When using the camera handheld, there is a second record and zoom function on the top of the camera. This is for added functionality when holding the camera from that top handle. And since this is the quick start guide, just in front of the power switch, there's a full auto button. In full auto mode, the camera will make what it thinks is the best image for its surroundings. Even in full auto, where the camera will adjust the image for you, we still need to look at how to control some of the audio levels. The audio controls are under a clear plate on the side of the camera. The row of switches and dial across the top are marked Input 1. The row of switches and dial on the bottom are marked Input 2. Input 1 and 2 are XLR inputs on the other side of the camera. Remove the rubber dust covers and make sure to push the release when removing a cable. Setting this switch to auto, the camera will adjust the volume automatically. Setting these switches to manual will allow you to use the dial to set the audio levels for channel 1 or channel 2. The first switch has 3 settings, marked line, mic, and mic plus 48V. Use the line setting when the audio input is coming from a soundboard or mixer. Use the mic setting for any other mic. And you use the mic plus 48V setting when a mic is not battery operated and needs the camera to power it. The second switch is marked internal mic at the top, exterior, and MI shoe. When set to internal mic, channel 1 or channel 2 will be using the mic on the front of the camera behind the grill. When set to exterior mic, the camera will be using XLR inputs 1 or 2 on the other side of the camera. When set to MI shoe, the camera will be using the mic input from the hot shoe. The hot shoe is on the very front top of the camera, above the internal microphone. If you find at any point the camera is not focusing on something for you, there's also an autofocus button on the side of the camera. Pushing this is a toggle between having the camera focus automatically or manually. Just to the left of the autofocus button, there's a switch for ND filter. For almost any case when you're shooting inside, you want to make sure this is set to clear, so you're getting the best possible image. If you're somewhere really bright or outside in the sunshine, moving this filter up may be a solution.